Hello, welcome back to another episode of Two Dudes Drinking Beer. My name is Josh.
My name is Alec, and that seemed really slow.
It's because today is a very sad day. The world is falling apart. Oh, not the.
I was say, why is it a sad day?
Not the whole world, but
just America.
Just America.
Just America.
Today's random. All of my fun facts are random. Today's.
Was someone concerned that they weren't like?
No, I'm saying because it has to do with the government.
Oh, it's just happenstance.
It just happened to be that way. Today's 2DDB FFOTD, the B now, the butthole.
Nice.
Is that the Empire State Building has its own zip code, and if you're wondering what it is, it's 10118.
10111011101.
I guess Empire State Building. I was thinking of the monument. That's in New York, though.
I was gonna say,
the Empire State Building's in New York.
No one even thinks about. I don't even think about the monument.
Yeah, the obelisk.
Yeah.
The tormentor.
Yeah.
From Yu-Gi-Oh.
Just the fucking pillar.
Canada is pretty nice this time of year, I hear.
It fucking sure is, bro. Everything's better. I'd rather be in fucking Syria or Israel right now.
I don't think so.
No? I don't think so either, but still, the fucking country is falling apart.
Yeah, it is.
And it's all the revolution will be televised, apparently.
That's how you want it, though. I mean, that's like how Vietnam was.
Mm-hmm.
Televised. And
today we are drinking a German beer, and we can't pronounce it. We'll both take our best shot at it right now. I say it's Weinstepaner. Weinstepaner. I'm going to type
Weihenstephaner.
Weihenstephaner. Stephaner.
That's how you say it as an American.
That's the thing. You need to have the accent. You need to go
Weihen.
Actually, yeah, it's definitely a Vi.
Weihen.
Weinstefaner. No, it's definitely because W's like Richard Wagner.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a composer.
That makes sense.
Yeah. His name is Richard Wagner in English, but the way it's supposed
Wagner.
It's Wagner. It's German.
Yeah, they're V's and they're like the Mexicans with their P's and their B's.
They just switch that shit around.
Yeah.
I'll get that in a second. I'm sure you're right though with the V.
It probably definitely starts as a Weihen.
It's probably definitely Vine. Weihen. It's either Stefaner or Stepaner. I think it might be a hard P. Step on her. Why Viner? Step on her.
Who knows?
Do it now.
It's a original premium, a premium Bavaricium, bottled and brewed by Bayerisch Salzberute.
Weihen Steph Unur.
That was close.
Yeah.
Stephanie.
We got one on YouTube.
Weihenstephaner.
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 Stephaner.
It's like a 30-minute video and it's just repeating that same shit.
It's like those YouTube videos on how to pronounce a word from a dictionary. It's just that word for 5 minutes.
I like the bottles. They're huge. Well, they're tall, rather.
1 pint. 1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces.
So that's 16.99. No, it's 17.11 or 16.99. I always forget the fluid ounces.
I thought a pint was just 16 ounces.
I think it's actually more closely to 7. So it's 16.99 or 17.1. I forget. It's one of those, but it's not exactly 17.
Pint.
But it's closest to 17.
Fluid ounces. 16. One U.S. liquid pint is 16 U.S. fluid ounces.
Really? I thought it was 17.
So this is 17 ounces. Basically, it's 16.9. So
1.9 fluid ounces.
1 pint.
1 pint,
comma 0.9 fluid ounces.
Yeah, so it's like 17.
I mean, that doesn't make it a pint. It's a pint plus.
Yeah, which is like 17.
Yeah, it's still a pint.
So it's 16.9. It's closer to 17.
Yes, this. But a pint is 16 ounces.
But I'm saying generally.
Generally what?
When you get a pint, it's like measured by this standard, not 16 ounces. It's measured by 17.
So everywhere is wrong.
Just you. That is uber German. I like it. It's
It's
like
not bad. It just tastes like beer.
yeah, it's like as beer flavored as you can imagine.
Yeah. It just tastes like beer.
Yeah, it's like the epitome of a beer tasting
like
beer.
When they're in like a movie or a cartoon, and there's like a kid
Fetch me some ale, boy.
for kids, and it's like just a can that says beer. This is what's in
This is 100% just straight beer.
Beer.
Yeah, this is as beer gets, man.
Yeah.
Brewed under the purity law of 1516. So
Straight ass beer.
that's good.
Store dark and keep cool. Well, we're drinking it out of a freezer, so that's kept cool.
Stop, bruh. Yeah, I like it. It's like
It's not bad.
it's not bad. It's just super beer. You know, it's just
fucking beer.
yeah. It's the epitome of beer.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this on Thursday, ideally, but today, this Wednesday, January the 6th. Today's the 6th.
Or the 7th. Nothing matters anymore.
Well, today's the 6th. Yesterday was the Georgia Senate elections. They're both leaning blue, so that's good. Gonna get the majority. Well, depending on how you look at it, it's good for people.
Good for blue people, bad for red people.
Yes, because red now loses majority, and so there's still the ongoing cry for help from the wounded sheep that wants, or wounded lamb rather. Lambs are babies. To recount votes because the election was stolen. And so there was a rally today on Capitol Hill as they
Still is.
Yeah, still is. At the time of recording this.
Eastern Seaboard time, of course, naturally. Since it is in DC.
Shit got wild today.
I said someone was gonna die, and then someone died. Like as soon as we got home from buying beer.
Yeah.
I guess a woman got shot.
The Capitol Hill building was stormed by white people.
A lot of white supremacists, I heard too. There's a lot of Proud Boys. I think you said earlier, right?
No, I didn't say anything about that.
Thought there was.
No, I don't even know what a Proud Boy is. I don't know what they look like.
Well, they're white, and they're very proud to be white, and they do not like other races or ethnicities or religious beliefs.
Well, I mean, people just call Trump supporters white supremacists anyway. So I guess it's fair to say.
I thought it was a fact. Like there were a lot of Proud Boys active at the
I don't know.
display. I don't know if it was either, but that's what I thought was being said.
Oh, I got no idea on that fact check. But I was watching the news fucking all morning.
I didn't get one for the shelf. I fucked up.
Do you think we're gonna drink both of them?
I mean, I could, if you don't want to. But last time you bit the bullet for me, so I'll bite the bullet for you. And
well, you still have your stout in here.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll do the stout next. That's a good compromise.
Yeah, I've been watching the news basically all morning, following the events from. I started when they were about to like knock down the barrier to get in the line of police. So like I saw like punches be thrown and like the initial fights happen.
So wait, the police already had a perimeter formed around the building to protect it.
Yes, that rally today was planned.
So when I saw people in the Capitol building, that was actually done by force.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't even know it was done by force.
No, that's why they say they stormed it.
Well, I thought it was like a buzzword because I also
no, like they actually stormed it.
Yeah, no, and then I saw the footage. I didn't know it was like we had a perimeter set up. You guys breached it.
Yeah. No, they tore it down.
Got it. Okay.
And punches were thrown, people were pepper sprayed, but obviously it didn't do too much.
Mm.
And they committed a whole bunch of felonies. It's super illegal to...
Everyone in the building committed a felony.
It's illegal to step foot on federal property without permission.
As it turns out.
So, learn something new every day. But it's also going to be really hard to, like, prosecute everybody.
Just do it all at once. Do it through Zoom. Guilty!
Just leave the Zoom call.
Yeah. Just don't mute it and be like, those guys are fucking dumbasses.
But really, today is like one of the biggest. Like, I was thinking about this when I was taking a piss earlier. It's like this is definitely going to be taught in like history classes. It's going to be covered.
Gonna have to be.
And this is like really, we haven't lived through much that will be like probably taught in history courses.
But this will. I mean, Corona, yes, and then the Trump is like gonna be infamously in books. It's one of those things. It's like, congratulations, you made history, but at what cost?
Yeah, not the good history.
What's your take on it? Like, do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? How do you feel
that
about
we're
it?
going to be in history books?
No, just I mean, let's talk about the storming the Capitol building first. Do you think their people are right? They think they're wrong?
A lot of people are pointing out like if the tables were flipped, like if it was another BLM protest, that it would not have gone the same way, and
it'd be more
a lot more
police
violent.
brutality.
Yes, because about probably 99% of the protesters there were white,
and one was Asian.
Only saw one Asian dude and one black kid. So I mean, it's like almost a commentary in itself. It's super it's super ironic that.
Well, I think it's the opposite of ironic. It's exactly what people expected. It's just shitty to see the reality of it play out to where it's like, oh, yeah, that's not happening the way it would for another group of people.
They are demonstrating white privilege in like the best possible way.
100%.
And really nothing's probably going to happen.
Well, I would be interested to see, I would at least hope that the people get arrested. One woman did get shot, I guess, and died, but I want to see what happens to the people who also went into the federal building, and they say it's a crime and that's illegal.
Breaking into offices with probably classified information in those offices.
I think they should absolutely prosecute everyone who is guilty. I think they need to set the example.
And they probably have the highest of definition security cameras indoors.
Photographer, bro, like there's the scene where the guards had like guns drawn on the guy poking his head through the window, the Here's Johnny guy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, that's actually like a really good fucking photo, and a photographer, like, those are good. And like they came from inside the building, so like they definitely have like good press in the building at all times, because it's like they're recording the lawmakers, you know.
Yeah, and shit's always every day
something's happening.
Yeah.
So of course they're gonna have high quality HD cameras and shit. And you saw the pictures too. Like after the lady was shot, I guess everyone in the building was like laid on their stomach. So they're like, they probably saw that woman drop, and they're like, okay, well, we've officially gone too far. Like someone saw something. People saw something the day that they didn't think they would see this morning, and it's gonna shake them for forever.
The guy walked out with a podium.
Yeah, like a dipshit.
And nobody stopped him.
Yeah,
he just freely walked out, smiled on camera.
That's what bugs me the most too. I think for me, you still see people squaring off with like the front line of like the police force, trying to keep the peace, and they have their phones pointed at them the entire time, and they're like probably going live or whatever it is, and it's like, that makes me mad, because I'm always like, in the back of my head, I'm like, are you doing it because you believe in this thing that you're doing, or are you doing it because you just know it's gonna get you like attention and likes and followers and clout?
It's also all the people that support the police force, the military.
That's ironic. That's what's fucking ironic about the whole situation. They're carrying the Blue Lives Matter flag.
Yeah, and they're getting mad that they're getting forced to leave because curfew is enacted, and they're getting pushed back by the DC police and the National Guard. But it's also like you were advocating for them for other protests and just support in general, and people are like, defund the police.
But now that it's not going your way.
Yeah. Fuck them. ACAB.
Yeah, I can't imagine being, first of all, like a 40-year-old person and being like, you know what? Fuck that curfew that you guys set. You guys set a curfew. I thought, like, and that's exactly what Trump did to Pence, right? He's like, I thought we were cool, But the second you didn't lie for me, that I asked you to lie for me, we're fucking done, bro. And it's like, come on, man. Like, it really was that mentality. They're like, hey, but you got our backs, right? You got our backs. You got our, we're cool, right? Cool. And then it flipped, and they're like, what the fuck, bro? I took your back against all those BLM protesters.
Law enforcement doesn't give a fuck who you support.
No, because it's the law.
Yeah.
You fucking ding-dongs.
People are so dumb.
I hate that people think there's going to be a double standard. It's like the law of the land is literally the law of the land. No one is above it. Granted, there's some flexibility for like...
Just the president.
For like presidents. That's a gray area that I don't know too much about. But I think it's hysterical that people think it's like some fucking feudal system where they're like, well, remember that march against BLM and I had the Blue Lives Matter shirt on? And then you gave me a ticket for running a red light. That was kind of fucked up. And now you're telling me to go to bed at 6? Fuck you guys. I thought we were cool.
I thought we were friends.
I thought we had something special going on. And now you're saying I can't run red lights and I can't storm the Capitol building and take a podium? Fuck you guys. I thought I gotta enjoy the fruits of my labor for you.
Meanwhile, the cop's like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. I don't know who you are. And that's the truth, bro. Because it's like having a favorite football team, right? You're like, man, I love the Chargers. And then the Chargers don't do a good season. You're like, man, fuck the Chargers. Go Cowboys. No, Cowboys didn't do well either. But like, you just hop onto another team. You can still bet on other teams.
Go Kansas.
Whatever. But like, it's one of those things. It's like, how the wavering. I don't know. I was just trying to come up with something clever there. It didn't work out. Obviously, you saw that.
It's okay. You can come back to it. But this events today are just really highlight, like, just really what's wrong with the country. I think.
What is wrong in your eyes, if you could summarize?
Well, at least right now, it's kind of just like we have
divided.
Super divided. Because we have all these people that are going to such great lengths to try. So the rally was to stop the vote, or stop the count. Which
not rock the vote. Stop the rock. Stop the rock. Stop the rock. The vote. Stop the rocking of the vote. Cut the music.
Keep the vote steady.
keep the vote oppressed.
They wanted. Okay, so the rally was for protest Donald Trump's loss in the election. Everyone's saying that he lost. That's how it's reported. That's how it's going to be.
And then some asshole got on TV and was like, there's 100,000 false votes in Vegas alone. And you're like, bro.
It's like.
You're part of the problem.
It's highlighting that there's all that. Okay, so it's almost like Donald Trump has his little cult, right?
100%. He has a big cult.
A big cult. That's probably like 15% of the population.
At least a couple million strong.
Like the diehards. They're the people that are
far right
that are at Capitol Hill right now.
Do you think anyone flew in? Do you think anyone flew in? Because like I'm 100% sure they did. Because when you think about it, like people fly. When I went to the Chargers game, when we went to the Cardinals game, people like had like Arizona plates all over the place. So they like drove and flew there.
Yeah,
100%. So I'm sure someone got that Facebook invite from Karen and was like, you know what, Karen?
Let's go.
Let's do it. I got nothing else going on. 2020 still like it's still kind of trickling out. Let's go out with one last hurrah, you know?
I saw a really funny tweet that was like, what are y'all Trump supporters doing there in the day? It's Wednesday at 2 p.m. Like,
yeah, right?
Do y'all not have jobs?
What's like the most stereotypical...
If you don't have jobs, it's because of your guy in office.
What's the most like stereotypical like Republican job you can think of? First one to come.
Coal miner.
Coal miner. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I was gonna say like farmer. Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like the most like
something super like
anything blue collar for sure is
super
like
hard labor.
Yeah. Totally like red Republican. Coal miners for sure it though. If
you can't die at your job, you're not a Republican.
Hell no, if there's no imminent death threat, like if there's no imminent like
cave in.
Yeah, if there's no cave-in, if you're like if you like Deadliest Catch, like the king crab, Ice Road Truckers. Oh shit, we got a lot of good ones here actually. Mike Rowe with Dirty Jobs. Whatever happened to that TV show, man? That was a good TV show.
Canceled it. Times changed.
Yeah, man. Anything like Farmer, if you can't get bucked in the teeth by a bronco at some point, or ran over by a bull, or have something crushed by heavy machinery,
Working in a factory.
you're probably a Democrat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Safety.
factory, like steel mills. If you have factory or mill in your name aside from General Mills, you're probably a Republican.
With every breath, you have a little bit of lead.
You're getting a little bit closer to cancer.
A little bit of lead.
Mm-hmm. You are the reason the Surgeon General post warnings.
Yes.
On your Budweiser. And
you get paid $7 an hour.
Oh, that'd be the fucking worst, dude. Imagine moving to like Vermont, and they're just like, "Hey, we just found like a hole in the ground. You wanna
go dig it?
You wanna mine it?" Like, no.
Yeah.
There might be diamonds. There might be gold. Fine. Well,
fucking nothing else to do.
What are you guys paying? Well, minimum wage is $7.50. We'll give you $7.53. What?
I'll do it.
Will you at least give me a pickaxe? We'll give you a pickaxe. There's some down there. Some bodies just drop. People fall asleep down there all the time.
Just pick one up.
I think there's a gas leak. Just whatever people drop is yours.
Do you think they still use canaries?
Yeah. I mean, either that.
Well, do you know why they use canaries?
Yeah, they die. If
Smaller respiratory systems.
Yeah, they die quicker. Yeah. Either that, or they gotta have some sort of
like a Geiger counter.
Yeah, they have to have some digital
or an oximeter. Rather,
yeah, they have some digital equivalent of a canary. They probably call it the canary, and it's just like bloop 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 bloop.
Or knowing,
yep, right here. Don't breathe this in.
Or knowing those fucking dumbasses, they probably still use canaries because it's convenient.
In Vermont, they still use canaries, yes, but in other places, they probably have like modern ventilation systems and in place, and I mean they have like the
fans.
Yeah, they have the at least they have the coal miner association and the fucking
a union.
Yeah, unions and shit. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So I'm sure it's a little more safe, but at the end of the day, it's like you'd also say smoking's a little more safe because you put a filter in the cigarette. It's still like one of the leading causes of death.
And you take it out and you see, and it's all fucking like dark yellow.
Yeah, dude, that's the crazy thing is like. Those filters, it's one thing to like be like, oh, there's a filter in it. It's another thing to be like, oh, there's a filter in it, and 2 puffs in, see all the shit you're inhaling.
Fucking brown.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, that's the complete other side of the coin where you're like, oh, there's a filter in it. It's healthier, or it's all natural tobacco. It's healthier, and then you look at it and you're like, that does not look good.
And still continues to puff.
That cannot be good.
8 more at the same time.
Yeah, and then it's like, I don't know, man. Obviously, you can live your own life and smoke and drink and I guess do heroin or whatever it is you want to do, but like it's like it is crazy to me because I'm not like a smoker, right? Like, so it is crazy to me to be like, yo, you can fucking see that, and you know it's like one of the things like if you stop smoking, you'll live longer. Case in point, like,
confirmed.
Like everyone's just like, yes, if you stop drinking, you'll live longer. For sure.
Confirmed.
It's just one of those things. People know. And we're still like, you know what?
Yeah.
Light one up.
Tastes good.
If you smoke them, if you got them.
It tastes minty when I breathe it in.
Yeah. I like the crushing. You ever had one of those? The
Camel Crushes?
How many whole cigarettes have you smoked?
Probably like 30.
Really? God damn.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had like
I'm hard.
I've had like 4 or 5 whole cigarettes.
I'm hard.
And like maybe 3 of those I actually inhaled. And the only ones
I haven't inhaled all of them.
And
maybe like 28, but
okay, well still about 30.
Yeah.
The only ones that were like okay was like American Spirits, the like all tobacco ones, because those ones I didn't like cough as much.
Nat Shermans are nice too.
Anything like Marlboro or anything,
trash.
It's like it's literally so bad. It's like smoking Windex.
Well, people only smoke them because they're cheaper.
Yeah, I know, but I felt that going in my lungs, and I was like, "Pooh," like I was coughing. The only reason I was able to smoke those American Spirits is because it's like just straight tobacco,
Because they're organic.
and that was it. And I sensed the difference in that, and I got a little bit of a head rush, but I was like, this is not worth like smoking.
Well, that's one of like the earliest kind of like examples that you can show of like pay a little bit more, get a better product.
Yeah, I mean, totally. It's one of the
Because you can buy a pack
Absolutely.
of Marlboro Reds for probably like $8. I
Mhm.
don't know what the going rate is in California.
That's probably right.
Super cheap in Arizona.
Yeah, they're probably like $3 in Arizona.
But you can, like,
Their cigarettes in Arizona are a tank of gas out here for us.
yeah. And like a pack of Nat Shermans is probably like
12.
$15.
Yeah, 12, 15.
It's,
American Spirits are for sure 10 to 12.
yeah, substantially higher cost, but it's also like a better product to kill you not as fast.
I don't know about that. I can't speak to that, but I do know it was actually
In the mind.
it was a more enjoyable thing, right? Like this is a beer, right? It's a good beer.
Beer.
But I wouldn't be like, you know what I can go for right now?
I forgot how to say it.
Dude, we both fucking Weihen
Steffaner.
Step
Steff.
is it Steph?
Steff.
I think it was Stepinar.
Steff.
Stefinar. Weihen Stepinar.
Weihen Steffaner.
Imagine going to like an islands or just a bar and like, Weihen Stepinar. They're like, get out, you fucking Nazi. Like that's still like the American like reaction to like anything German. It's like you're fucking Nazi.
I did see a video today of a congresswoman who was just sworn in like a week ago or something, like super fresh, brand new, elected 2021 congresswoman.
Hot off the press.
Right out of the factory.
Fucking bleep blop.
Straight
Pfizer
up
done.
was giving a speech today, and she quoted Hitler.
Yeah.
Saying-
You said that.
Saying Hitler did one thing right. And she was talking about the
Yeah, he killed himself.
like the youth of the nation are the most important thing. But there's so many other people who said that. And
but when you give
you give
credit to Hitler, that's when you. It doesn't matter what you say. It's like, hey, the Volkswagen is a great brand,
started from Hitler.
and I want to say thank you to Hitler for that. It's like, yeah, that's an issue. It's like,
Yikes.
it's like ExxonMobil is my favorite gas station, and they partner with Shell and Ralph's, and they got their gas from Nazi Germany. It's like, okay, well, like, I'm not going to shop at Ralph's anymore. I have to draw the line somewhere.
Well, it was just like, I saw this on Twitter this morning. It was like the first thing I saw. And then I looked up like the Georgia election results. And then I fell into like this rabbit hole of just watching the news. And I was like, this bitch really just said like Hitler did one thing right. And people were like cheering her on with it too. It's like, okay, well, like, what the fuck, guys?
That's always the scariest part, and that's the mob mentality they're talking about right now on the news with. And that's the thing. We're watching Fox News, and they're like, "This is not cool." Like they're like, "We support Trump, and we don't want this to happen."
Yeah, they're calling up like Republican representatives, and they're like, I voted for him, but like, man,
It's an attack on America. It's
voted
an attack
for
on
him.
democracy.
I voted for him, but like, he's got to stop. Like, he lost. Come on, man. Run next year. And this makes him look even worse if you wanted to run again for 2024.
Yeah, man, he's gonna be less popular than Kanye next election cycle for sure.
Speaking of fucking Kanye, you hear what's going on with him?
Divorce. Bwah, bwah,
Getting
bwah.
a divorce. Did you also hear a rumor that's going on about him?
No.
Him and Jeffree Star maybe fucking?
Really?
Supposedly. So
That sounds like some dude. Hold on. Anyone who can fuck Kim Kardashian and fucks Jeffree Star instead has a mental illness.
well, he definitely does.
I know, but I'm saying it's not a secret of his mental illness, but oh my God. If a judge saw his case, they should be lenient to him because that is some crazy shit. That is some whole other crazy shit.
So I was on Twitter and I saw the Kim Kardashian, Jeffree Star, or not Kim Kardashian.
I
Jeffree
never
Star.
saw that part. That's crazy.
Kim Kardashian, Kanye West divorced, and I was like, oh, how sad. whatever.
Southside?
How sad.
Fucking Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, bro. Southside. Southside.
How sad. Like, I don't really fucking care. But then I saw this TikTok this morning. I go on TikTok in my mornings now.
Okay. Do you do it with a fucking morning cigarette? You're like...
No, but I...
Body yada 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 yada.
Not yet, but...
I'm getting there. Get some Natty Sherman.
I saw one that was like... This is like a... It was talking about like the divorce and like a rumor conspiracy that... So Kanye's been living on his Wyoming ranch for like the past like 4 months.
Plowing the fields, it sounds like.
And Jeffrey just recently moved to Wyoming.
Yeah, he's a ranch hand.
And so in lieu of the divorce, people are speculating that Kanye West and Jeffree Star are having like...
I mean, if it's just speculation, that's some bullshit. But that's a huge allegation. That'd be hilarious. That'd be so fucking funny.
That's why it's just a rumor.
But like, of course, like that would be the like... Capitol building gets stormed. Jeffree Star and Kanye are hooking up. 2021, let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else that we can like experience that would make it any worse.
Yeah, no, we're setting the bar real high for the rest of 2021.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah. It'd be hard to fall from grace.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like... I mean, if Kanye West and Jeffree Star were like a thing, that'd be a little wild.
Here's the thing.
Because Kanye's supposed to be a straight man.
He's also supposed to be super fucking Christian.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, as Christian as he is, you know, priests and fathers, and
they touch little kids.
They diddle.
Boys only.
Diddlers diddle. Diddler on the roof, you know? So...
It's a good play.
It's not called Diddler on the Roof. You're watching the wrong play, homie.
Fuck.
Clear your internet browsing history.
I never clear my history.
You said I'm going down in flames. Yeah, that's gonna be weird. If I need to have like, we should start a business where people like come in after you pass, and it's like they get the first rights to your room.
We get your hard drive.
And it's like, yeah, it's like hard drive. Search my room, like even under the carpet, and if you see anything suspect or weird or anything you think my family won't be cool with, get it out and burn it. Like black bag it. We'll call it black bag.
$100 a person.
I mean, are you expecting people to like hire us in droves of like, hey, this family died?
I wouldn't charge that much.
I mean,
because like, how much is a fucking casket? Like $3,000?
Yeah, they're expensive.
Shit's fucking expensive. It's stupid.
Well, yeah.
Like 4 planks and a box of nails. There you go, Home Depot. $20.
You have spit all on your beard. Your beard is like covered in like dew from your mouth.
That's the only downside. That's the only downside.
So for you to be like, Home Depot hot dogs and nails. It's like, bro, you good? You're like, yeah. What was it? Breakfast. And then it's dew in your beard, like the morning dew. Oh my god.
Did your Home Depot sell hot dogs too?
Yeah. Every Home Depot has a hot dog and a licorice stand.
I don't know about licorice, but...
We always got hot dogs and licorice.
Not every Home Depot I went to had a hot dog stand, but one I did.
Most of them.
Like, fuck. Like,
in Arizona, they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's been like such a rare thing. It's not out here. None out here.
Mm. I mean, there's a lot of
I just remember
day
that
workers.
from the desert.
Yeah.
That's a desert thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But like only on the weekends or something.
I just remember, well, it was like a hot dog stand, and then like he had like licorice for like $1. So it's like, do you want a licorice or do you want a hot dog?
Licorice.
I fucking hate the licorice.
Oh, hot dog.
They get licorice, I get a hot dog. 'Cause I'm smart.
But you'll eat Laffy Taffy?
I love Laffy Taffy. Licorice is gross, bro. Let's fight about that.
I like licorice.
Black licorice?
I can appreciate the flavor, palette for black licorice, but I don't enjoy it. Like I'll eat a stick, but like it's not like this is my favorite thing ever.
You like licorice sticks? You like fish sticks?
Yes.
You gay fish?
Yes. Okay, South Park.
So this is Kanye. I'm bringing it.
From South Park.
Yeah, it's coming around. I'll bring it back.
Yeah, I can appreciate the flavor complexity of black licorice. And I think if you are like such a picky eater that you can be like, I will never eat this, that you're not like a true.
You're never gonna have a happy marriage for sure.
You're not like an adult.
Yeah, for sure you're not an adult.
Like you could eat chicken nuggets and French fries for the rest of your life, but you're missing out on so much.
Case in point for me, it's like I love onions.
People fucking hate onions.
I never liked onions as a kid growing up. I fucking love onions. I love broccoli. Apples, bananas were always my favorite as a kid. Still love them. But like I've expanded my palate. You know, I've
hated
grown.
Brussels sprouts as a kid. Now
love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are great.
The way they stink.
I'll eat anything. If you could put salt on it or butter, I'll eat it.
But not even just eat it raw, but cooked, like just raw, nothing on it, just cooked raw.
Mm-hmm. I eat chicken, just cooked without any seasoning for a long time when I first moved in.
It's appreciating for what it is.
Well, I just didn't like think about it. You know, I was like 19, 20 cooking my own dinners in a toaster oven. So I was like, all right, just heat it up, I guess. And as long as it's 160, it's safe to eat. And it was still good. But then it's like you learn about like seasoning and shit. And it's like that kind of takes it to the next level. But at the same time, it's like it's super important just to get the fundamentals down.
Yeah. So I could appreciate black licorice, but I don't love it.
I also love how like laid back this is. Like I feel like this is a great like rolling episode. Like I think we started strong and like we could just talk about black licorice and be like, yeah.
I love like red licorice.
Indubitably good, sir.
Like red vines, love them. I get that. Well, I don't get it from them, but like, every time we went to the movies,
I like Nerds ropes.
My mom had red vines. She had a pack of red vines.
That's dope. Did you sneak candy into the theaters with your parents as a kid?
Yeah.
I think everyone did, right?
That's just a thing. It's too expensive.
I mean, everyone's family does that.
If I go now, like I'll buy candy. I don't give a fuck. I got money.
Yeah. Same.
Especially if I'm on a date or something.
Well, it's always a flex on a date, right? You always want to be the guy who's like, you know,
$50 for a bag of M&Ms and a soda. I got it,
babe. Don't you even trip, girl.
I got it.
First date, I'll see you on the second date because you know I'm paying.
You know I got money. That's all you want.
You know I'm doing it.
That's all you want.
So, that's where I'm at.
Do you like red licorice?
Mm-mm.
You don't like any licorice?
I mean,
well, so there's red vines and Twizzlers, and they're completely different.
To be fair, I haven't had it since I was like a kid. I didn't like it as a kid, though.
So there's so many different kinds of licorice. The two big ones, Twizzlers,
red vine and Twizzlers,
and red vines.
I know red vines you can peel apart. Twizzlers you can't.
Other way.
Oh, really?
Twizzlers are the pull aparts.
Okay, Twizzlers you can pull apart. Red vines you can't. I know that much.
And they taste completely different. They're both different consistency. Red vines are like...
One tastes whatever I had, it was plastic.
Red vines are harder.
Whatever, it was hard and plastic.
Twizzlers are chewier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think red vines are harder because there's no way to like... They're very dry as well. But also like, as soon as air hits them, they're fucked. Like those big tubs that teachers always have.
Yeah.
And they give to kids when they answer a question right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I like licorice, because I always answer the questions right. I always got licorice.
You flexing on those third graders. You're like, that's right. 3 + 2 is 5.
Jupiter.
My very educated mother just served us 9. Pluto not a planet. I knew that as a kid.
Is that how you understand the order of the planets?
Is that not how you do it? Do you just memorize it like a nerd?
I never learned.
You fucking nerd.
I never learned the order of the planets. I learned it from Drake and Josh. Well, I still didn't learn it because I don't know it, but that they did that little song.
Yeah,
because they had to answer it on that phone.
Turn it.
Radio show.
Yeah, right, huh? It's the same thing with music. A lot of music theory falls in that category or that realm. Like, fat cats go down alleys eating birds.
Just mnemonic devices.
Yeah, a lot of it is just mnemonic devices. And, like, I'll sit there at a test, and it'll take me 10 minutes to fill out the circle of fifths, but I will be 100% correct. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I can't tell you the planets. If you say, what's the 7th planet? I'd be like, Saturn?
I don't know.
My very educated mother just served. Yeah, Saturn. Saturn is the 7th planet away from the sun.
Final answer.
Lock it in.
And that's the shit that helps with, like, if you were to go on, like, I want to be a millionaire.
Yeah, and it's literally the only reason I'm doing okay in music theory, because a lot of that is, can I get my
your lump of coal?
My lump of coal?
You're finally going to try your lump of coal?
Yeah, man. I mean, well,
at least it's ice cold.
Yeah, we have to save one for the shelf. This is a cool bottle.
Yeah. It's good, trust. You'll like it. If I like it, you like it. It doesn't taste like liquor.
Not always true.
I think without a taste of beer, yeah.
Well, you have a good taste of, like... okay, so I think this is a good... Wait, what was I saying before this? Because I can remember this.
Saturn. So...
All music theory is just, like...
Mnemonic device.
Mnemonic devices. So I could sit there on a test and they'll be like, what scale is this? And I could sit there and I'd be like... Cats go down. I was eating. It's B major. Like, I'm always unsure when I say the answer, but, like...
That's right.
More or less, I am right because of those mnemonic devices. And it's the same thing with anything. It just works for me. If you could put it in a sentence or into lyrics, I'm gonna memorize that shit.
The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. That's a sentence that contains every letter of the alphabet.
Mm-hmm. And as far as taste goes, so I want to talk about taste.
Okay.
But I want to phrase it, and we'll get to the thing you talked about on Monday. Oh, that was even cooler.
In the box.
We'll get to the thing you asked me to think about on Monday, because I think I got a good thing for that. But the difference between taste and standards. Can we talk about that?
Sure. Because
I feel like you have high standards
and high taste.
And what's the? I don't want to say a high taste, but it's like what's if they say like you have an acquired taste, right? Like you've been exposed to this thing, so you like this thing. It just happens to be a high standard.
I would say an acquired taste is more of like something that
a rarity,
uncommon,
which is the 1%.
Sure, I may have it for like some things, like black licorice should be an acquired taste,
or like the certain way to cook a steak. Like I never, before I hung out with you, bro, I had never even had a steak. I've had like burgers, but I've never had a steak, or like mashed potatoes with like gravy and butter, or like
potatoes or
cheesy broccoli, or it was like
the good shit.
There's some things I've just never even tried that you have had the pleasure,
the privilege.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pleasure. Well, it's both. It's a privilege, but
you haven't had the privilege of trying.
Yeah. Is it a privilege or is it a pleasure first? It's both.
Well, I mean, like the saying would be like, I never had the privilege of doing this.
Yeah. Okay. But it's one of those things like taste versus standards. I feel like our standards are very different. Yeah. In a lot of things.
Especially when it comes to taste.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is like, I want to know where that line is with us. Because for me, I'm always confused. I feel like a lot of the time, one of my big demons, honestly, is like, do I even tell Josh about this? Like, do I buy you Warcraft and then we play Warcraft because, like, I want you to like it? Or do I know you're going to like it?
I mean, you know what custom games I like so far, so that's good.
I did know that, but it was one of those things. It was like, I gotta know, but other times it's like, I don't know. So where do you draw the line on like talk about your tastes, talk about your standards, about everything that comes to mind, and then we'll just go from there.
I'd say the highest standard I have is for women.
Nice.
It's
very, get it out there.
It's very unfortunate because I'm all about like I'm more beyond like she has to be like certain hair color or like certain color eyes. I'm like bone structure. You gotta like I'm all about like proportions and whatnot.
When you say bone structure, what comes to mind for me is like jawline,
face shape,
cheekbones, stuff like that matters to you.
Long torsos.
Long torsos, not long legs.
Doesn't matter.
Most guys look long legs that I've talked to.
Legs don't matter to me much. I like legs. I like legs a lot. I look at them all the time, especially going upstairs. You see the calf muscles flex.
Better than looking up our skirt, I guess.
No, that's what the camera at the tip of your shoe is for.
God.
I know a lot.
Yeah, like what color panties you're wearing today.
I believe I'm wearing gray.
What the fuck? Alright, so standards for women. Bone structure in the face.
It's unfortunate. It's high. I'm working on it a lot. Ladies, get at me.
But only if you have good bone structure. Bitch, please.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. Take your shot at me and I'll judge you.
So what are your standards for women? Would you say?
Well, I think you would say my standards are really low.
I wouldn't say really low. I would just say low.
Okay.
Keep your chin up, king.
I feel like I've dated and been with very pretty and beautiful women, and when I tell you and show you, you're like,
you've been with a lot of different kind of women.
I have been with a variety.
Yes.
But I feel like of that variety, every single one I've been like, look at her, she's super pretty. You're like, no, she's not.
It's because I always find at least one thing I don't like.
So is it? So that's where standards come in.
I'm all about the face, man.
Okay, but that's where the standards come in. So it's like, the taste is bone structure, and whatever.
Like nose shape.
The standard is if there's one thing wrong, you're not even on the chopping block.
Not even on the table.
Not even on the table anymore. So that's where standard comes in for you. Is like one thing that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna keep looking. Next option.
Well, it also depends on how they react to me. You know.
Okay.
If I can find a 9 out of 10 with not like a quantitative like this person is like a 9 out of 10 like on hotness, but if they fit 9 out of my 10 criteria, I'm not going to push them away if they have like a positive reaction towards me.
When you say hotness, is that opposite to attractiveness? Because I think attractiveness is your attractiveness to them. Hotness is more global.
Well, like the rating scale of women's like, oh, she's a 5 or like, oh, she's a 10. I'm not talking about like that. Like if she fills out 9 out of my 10 boxes.
Okay, so there's like an actual checklist.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1 is bone structure.
Well, I'm not saying I have 10, but that's just
2 is long waists.
Torsos.
Long
you don't
torsos.
have a long waist. That's
3 is
gross.
calf muscles, so I can walk behind you going up the stairs. 4
or just walks in general.
Oh, she has to be able to walk? That's asking a lot.
There's not.
What if she hits everything but the walking thing? Is that a no-go for you?
I'm not ableist, but it's not my cup of tea.
Got it.
I don't have 10 items of criteria I write down on a checkboard and I check through mentally.
I thought it sounded like that's what
you're
you're saying. You're like,
no, it's an example. Like if she doesn't fit one thing on my bill, like I'm not gonna say no.
Then she's paying the tab.
No, let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not going to turn someone away who fits almost everything if they happen to enjoy my person.
Well, that's kind of a given, right? Because
Yeah.
if someone has a 1 personality to you or a 10 personality to you, that's all irrelevant because even a person who you don't like can be like, you're fucking ugly, dude. I don't like you. Go away.
Well, I wouldn't
You're
talk to that
gross
person.
and you smell.
I wouldn't talk to that person.
You've had any encounters like that?
No.
I have.
Good for you.
But this is about you.
I've never had that encounter before. I also don't fucking talk to people, and people talk to me. Okay, so it's also really hard for me to distinguish the line between, especially at work, it's rough.
Friendliness?
Just being nice and flirting. I think there's one person that is flirting with me at work, and I don't like it at all. But there's a whole bunch of other people that I know are just being friendly that I confuse for being flirty.
Mm-hmm.
And some people just have...
She walks away and you're like, oh my God, I could see us. We're going to get married on a beach.
I'm not that bad, man.
Oh, I am.
I know. But
First sip of Olympical. Here we go. Go ahead.
I can recognize that that they're just being nice.
Yeah.
It's not bad, man. Give it another shot.
It has the best aftertaste of all the stouts. It's super light. There it is again. It's super coffee flavored, which is funny because I drink coffee all the time.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. I'm sorry. This isn't about me. This is about you.
Standards for women are unfortunately high, but I've learned to look through it. I'm working on it. Everybody change. People don't change, but people change if they want to.
Where are your standard? What was the two? It was standards and what?
Taste.
Standards and taste. What is your standard in women, and what is your taste in women, and how do they compare?
Well, standards and taste are very closely intertwined, right? Because you can have like, she has to be blonde or whatever, but like that's also your taste.
Does she have to be blonde?
I used to think that for a while.
Okay.
And then
Now it's just a plus.
dated a ginger.
Yeah.
Eh.
So yeah. Okay. So talk about more about that. Is it how do they intertwine?
I would say like your standard is like that has to be it. Like that's the best. Or
It can't be anything below this.
yeah. Is this why this you think of something for the best?
It's gonna tie into it.
Okay.
I did want to transition into
I
it.
see you, you sneaky man.
I'm smart.
You tanuki. You suck.
It always hits the corner for you.
0 for 3. But your taste can be like,
You call me a sneaky tanuki? What the fuck is that?
you don't know what a tanuki
No,
is?
I'm having this reaction because I know exactly what you mean. What the fuck did you just call me?
Okay, so
bitch.
Tanukis are mythical raccoons from Japan
What the fuck?
who are very deceptive. They are full of trickery and they like money a lot. So, like, have you heard of Animal Crossing?
All right, we're just gonna move on from this.
Do you know who Tom Nook is?
No, I don't.
Okay, he's the shopkeeper. He charges a lot of money.
I'm
he's
probably
a
the
tanuki.
only one of my friends who did not play Animal Crossing.
I didn't play it either, but I still know how the
even
fucking characters are.
even my cool friends from high school were like, "Bro, did you get Animal Crossing?" And I was like, "Bro, you're a rapper. You rap. You sell drugs. Why are you talking to me about Animal Crossing?" Anyway, go ahead. That's all I gotta say. Get off the fucking DS, dumbass.
Taste is something that can change. It's like,
Oh, okay. That's a good
so it's
definition.
like, if I had, okay, it's just women fits it very
Whammon.
well. Whammon.
So you can transition to men pretty easily, is what you're saying.
Women specifically. No men. One only.
So that's the standard.
Sure, yes. That is the baseline
so
standard.
women is standard.
Yes.
No dick. Like, fucking
Yes.
drawing a line.
Yes.
Okay.
That is how I roll. If that hasn't been clear in 65 episodes,
It hasn't been clear in 4 fucking years, dude. Are you kidding me? The folks at home are curious. As we thought you were.
No, I like women.
Whamming, whamming, whamming.
I ain't gay at all. Because if I say no more, I guess people think I was gay. I'm not. I've never been. I just act weird, I guess, because I'm more comfortable with men for some reason.
You're just very effeminate.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem.
Ain't no problem. I got an ain't no problem. From all the sex men.
Women like the softer side of men.
I'm just
okay?
pushing out highlights this episode. Go ahead. Talking about your doughy side.
I guess women like that or something. I don't know. I don't talk to them. It's hard.
Look at his dad bod.
That's not what they mean emotionally.
Oh, they just mean the softness of it, like.
It's a minor threat,
Awesome.
clown honk.
I can't even do it. That's not fucking gay. Okay, so I think you touched on
Standards
something.
and taste.
I think you
Taste
touched
can
on
change.
something really really great. Was standard is like gotta be a woman. Good to know.
The baseline standard.
And taste can change.
Yeah. It's like
What if your taste changed to be like, maybe a guy? Is that no longer a taste or is it a standard?
when did we say I was going to join the military? If I got nothing going on? 35.
Which you should do it at 34 because 35 is the cutoff.
Okay, so 34 I'll join the military if I got nothing going on. If the military
If the military. Fuck me, Jerry!
if the military rejects me.
Retext? You just said rejects, retext, which is protects with a R.
I only said it like that because I said military and reject. So that's where I got the J from. I did that on purpose.
The J's a vagabond in your mouth.
Yes.
No homo.
If the military rejects me at 37, I'll go gay.
Why?
Because I'm going to let the people understand. And they can pick my future. It's like a choose your own adventure, but with Josh.
Well, I mean, at this rate, all your friends already think you're gay, so just
But I'm not
own
gay.
it, queen.
I can still be gay and be single for the rest of my life.
Okay, that's true. You could also be straight and be single for the rest of your life. I guess it is a choose your own adventure. Do you want to be sad and gay or sad and straight? Do you want to be alone?
But I'm not sad. I don't mind being alone.
Do you-
Unlike some other people here.
I've been single for years, bro.
And you're sad, no?
Not like
Don't you need...
I'm not sad about being single. I'm
you
sad in general. There's a huge fucking difference, bro.
Don't you crave the affection of a woman?
No, just buy a hooker.
Have you done that?
I mean, I don't want to say I have, but I haven't ever not paid for attention. Legally speaking.
You've given me money to hang out.
The fuck? You've never blown me?
We don't have to do that when we hang out.
Yeah, but you don't give me affection.
I give you attention.
You're okay. I don't need that from you.
But you get it.
Sex, please. Anyway,
34, Navy. 37, if
gay.
I get rejected.
You're gay.
If I get rejected.
That's hilarious. I love that you give yourself a gap between. Okay, so the cutoff is 35, and you give yourself 2 years to be like, oh man, dealing with the trauma of being rejected from the Navy, which is the gayest branch of them all.
I disagree. I think it's the coolest.
That's what they all think. And they're all gay.
I like cruises.
Yeah. So do the gays.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
Yeah.
They're pretty fun.
All right.
You went as a kid.
I was 11.
Yeah, you don't remember.
I was
much.
this many.
Nice.
To the audience listening on Fandango?
Spotify. Apple.
Why did I think Fandango?
That's for movie tickets.
We don't sell movie tickets.
No, we don't.
To the audience listening on Spotify
Or Apple or Google Podcasts.
and whoever's
or...
flexing hard buying Fandango and renting out a movie theater to watch our podcast, first of all, shout out to you.
We could do that live.
That'd be fucking sick, wouldn't it? Okay.
Keep that in mind in a post-COVID world.
Okay.
And then charge like $5 a seat.
Well, I'd say like $1. Like, who cares?
No one will go.
Here's the shitty thing is people don't recognize this. I learned this working at Copper Blues. Is like, if you could bring 50 people, that's great. We'll charge them $1, but we don't want to charge them $10 and then not have them buy drinks. So if we charge anyone, we need to charge them minimal. That way they come. And then if they want something more from the venue, they buy it from the venue. That way we're welcome back. That way we're actually generating the venue revenue.
Yeah, but we don't get anything from them.
No, we don't.
So why would we help them?
Standards and taste.
Standard for women, unfortunately, high. Taste can change. Like, I went through, like, the long...
I love that you give yourself a 2-year gap to be rejected from the Navy and then just be like, okay,
I still don't
I am gay.
I don't have to fuck any men. That's just something I change.
Being gay, fucking men is a standard. If you want to call yourself gay, you have to have...
How dare you quantify what I say I am?
You're quantifying it. I'm generalizing it.
That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Taste can change. Like, I went through the majority of my life, like, only liking blondes. I kind of like...
Was there a reason for that?
They're better. I don't know.
Was it like
objectively prettier in my young
Was
eyes.
your first crush like the Jessica Negri or whatever? Like you just like, it's
just like blondes are pretty.
just chose them. You.
I like them better. And now it doesn't fucking matter what color your hair is. It can be blue.
Yeah, that's the best kind.
Yeah.
That's how you know how toxic they are.
Blue or purple.
Mm-hmm. The best. The dangerous whammon.
Or like the dyed reds. Not like natural reds. That's gross. The dyed
like
reds.
like the Black Widow red.
Yeah. Like the fucking
I like those.
actual red.
Yeah.
Not orange.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah. But like actual red.
Yeah. I like
Just dyed hair in general.
I like the kind of redhead with a soul, you know?
I mean, if you believe in souls.
I do.
There you go.
Science is starting to believe in souls. I got your mom to read the report.
Electromagnetism. She hasn't read it yet. But
oh, she will. And it's all about electromagnetism and how the human soul is been recorded to... The electromagnetism of the body, which is believed to be the soul from scientists, leaves the body and it does not dissipate after or upon leaving the body.
So I asked you.
Yes.
Last week I asked you.
Last week tonight.
I asked you if you could come up with anything that you could identify as being the best.
Mm-hmm.
Present your findings to the council.
My answer is no. There is no best. There is a most.
Go on. Explain thyself.
You can quantify yards. You can quantify album sales. You can quantify price.
Anything that has to do with numbers. Good job.
Things happen in threes, bro. Let me get the third one off. But yeah.
In the name.
No matter what you could do, it can be quantified. It's not going to be by the artists, by the athlete, by the esports gamer. It's going to be by the populace. You still have dew in your beard.
A very small goat beard.
Bah. It is a super goatee beard. It's quantified not by the individual, by the masses. And for me to say someone has the most album sales, they're the best, is a fallacy. For me to say they have the most album sales is a fact. And when you blend those two in a gray area, saying because you have the most album sales, you are the best at something, that is a fallacy. Because it is not a fact. It is merely a quantification. When we listen to the song in your car coming home from Bevmo, remind me of the title. It was Last Friday Night, a metal cover.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally written by Katy Perry, TGIF, and you can easily say that's your favorite version.
It is.
So you could argue that's the best version.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I could easily argue the best version has the most album sales. But at the end of the day, it might have the most album sales, but the best to you is what's the word for like personal? It's like it's subjective. Best is subjective,
mm-hmm.
Most is factual. And I think those lines get blurred. And I think it's easy to say he has the most home runs, he's the best player. I think that's a fair assumption if they're your favorite player. But I don't think it's a fair assumption to say he's the best player because you have the most of something.
What about the greatest player?
That's even farther objective.
The greatest of all time. The GOAT.
Bah. Dewy beard.
Real quick, is the playhead usually that far off from the generated waveform?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
It's been throwing me off.
Have you just been paying attention to that right now? Or did you never notice it before?
Just never noticed.
That's pretty common. It doesn't really matter. It's as long as it's recording the sound, it's fine. And it does that. Sometimes it does the left and right channel. I don't know why, but it's probably just a delay in like graphics. It's a cheap program. Remember that.
Yeah.
It's also low impact, which is why it's so great. But yeah, so I think it's confused for the most. So it's one thing to say, you can easily say, I would argue Little Lion Man, the cover version you show me, the metal version.
By Tonight Alive.
By Tonight Alive, I would say that's the best version.
It is. The original song sucks.
But at the end of the day, there's other people on the other side who could argue it has sold more. Right? So as long as they have the argument of most, they disqualify best.
So nothing can be the best.
So nothing can be the best. It can only be a favorite.
Based on facts.
Based on fact, it can only be a most or a favorite. It can never be the best. Because the most can always be beaten.
Yeah.
So if a new record could be set, then it doesn't make them the new best player because there was at once a best player. They've been replaced. There can only be at once a most home run hitting player or at most record sales.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also not everyone else's favorite. Like Eminem has 10 studio albums, 12 studio albums or something now. Some of the most record sales ever as an MC. More than any actual black artist in a lot of cases. But to say he is the best rapper would be unjust. Because he arguably hasn't done the most for the hip-hop community. He's done a lot for the hip-hop community. But he hasn't done what others have done. So you can only argue he's sold the most, but to use that accolade to accredit him as the best is fallacy. It doesn't line up. It's a way to support an opinion with a fact, and it's bullshit.
So there's no bests.
There is no bests. There's only mosts, and those mosts are always vulnerable to be replaced. Drake has more singles and number one hits than the Beatles now.
Fuck the Beatles. The Beatles suck dick.
I like a few Beatles songs. I would willingly be crucified in public to be like, yo, the Beatles are not the best band. They are good bands, but they're not my favorite.
Trash.
Therefore, they cannot be the best. Best is subjective. Most is factual. And when you say something is the best, Kobe Bryant is the best basketball player of all time, it's fallacy. He might beat Michael Jordan's record. He might not.
Best is just an opinion.
He might have the most of that era. He might have the most of that time. But best is just favorite disguised by facts. It's just someone using it's someone using numbers and quantifications to justify their opinion.
A researched opinion.
Correct. Which is the worst kind, because if we talk to Ryan about who the best goalie is on his team, he could say it's his favorite or the best goalie that the team's ever seen and still be one of the worst goalies.
For hockey?
For hockey. It's just opinion quantified. It's opinions quantified by statistics, which is blending fact and opinion, and I think that's bullshit. I think it's either you keeping track of the players and they have either the most, but there is no best, because at most can always be beaten, which is why the Olympics are held, because you would always beat the record with the most medals. Someone can find more medals.
Mr. Phelps.
Someone will eventually win more medals. It will happen. The game will change. To say he's the best swimmer is bullshit.
So
Great white sharks can outswim him.
Usain Bolt is the fastest human on the earth, yes?
Yes.
Is he the best runner?
No.
He's just the fastest.
Just the fastest. Because he has the most high speed recorded of any human being. To say he's the best runner, maybe he doesn't have the best breathing technique, best footwork. Whatever it is, you can't quantify best.
He's the best runner in a sprint.
He's the fastest runner in a sprint.
The best.
No, it's not It's not quantifiable.
But if he wins all the sprints, that means he's the best.
Then he quantifiably has won the most sprints. that doesn't make you the best. It just means you have more than others. There might come, then look big picture. It must be a generational thing where Michael Jordan was so great and he was so good and he had the most of something, and then Kobe and James came along and they had the most of something, and they were like, well, these fucking guys are really good too, but Jordan did it first. Who has more? Well, Jordan has more, so he's the best. But at the end of the day, they're just good people and they have the most of that era. So
yeah, that's when I brought up time periods in the last talk.
Yeah. And that's where it becomes big picture. There can be no best, because if it's only statistically based and quantifiable, and then it's used to justify opinions, and that's bullshit.
I still think you could say that the best of that time period.
You can say whatever you want. I'm arguing the stance that there is no best. If someone says this is the best player in the league, I'm not going to sit here and be like, actually, it's not quantified. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying,
okay,
this is what I thought. This is what we talked about. And to put it into words, I don't believe there can be a best player, because I think it's more than quantifiable. And then over generations and Olympics and sports and sales, I think it's more than quantifiable.
I'm the best podcaster in the northern United States.
Which is what I was saying. Like, maybe Impulsive has more viewers and more concurrent viewers and advertisement deals than we do, but we still have 30 viewers on each show. So there's at least 30 people out there who want to hear what we're saying.
And share it with a fucking friend. Jesus Christ.
Sure, but my point being is, like, those 30 people probably don't listen to Impulsive. So we could be the best podcast to them. Although if Jake was on the show, he'd be like, fuck you guys, I have the numbers. And I could be like, well, it's a quantification of viewers,
Logan.
But at the same time, it's like, what are we doing for people?
Thank you, Mr. Paul, for coming on our show.
Most people will see Mike Tyson take a bunch of shrooms on Jake Paul's podcast.
It's not Jake's.
Whatever. They're fucking...
It's Logan's.
Logan Paul's. Who cares? I don't even care. Like, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Is they're
I care.
Then good for you. But, like, they don't care about us.
That's fine.
I don't care about them.
I saw Logan in public once after a sushi restaurant.
After a sushi restaurant? You saw a sushi restaurant and then you saw Logan Paul?
Well, I was
You number the things? Oh, I see a bird. I see the sky. That cloud looks like a dick. Oh, sushi restaurant. Hey, Jake Paul.
Logan.
I don't care.
I was leaving a sushi restaurant after a date. I was stopped at a light and looked to the right, and there's Logan Paul, his girlfriend, in his Maverick car.
Awesome. How did you feel? Was it the best feeling ever?
I was like, Logan.
Was it quantifiable?
Yeah, it was like a 9 out of 10.
There you go. It's quantifiable.
Quantification is good.
But I don't think it's...
So there's no best.
No best.
No best.
Most.
No best. No best. No best.
Because no best of you. And I'm talking strictly on when it comes to an opinionated matter, right? Like, you can't say, this is the best beer, this is the best
I think the
player.
connotation of anything being the best will always have an opinion attached to it.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. That's where the fallacy lies. Is the opinion attached to it is supported by the quantification of the statistics, home runs, album sales, whatever it may be, to justify it, and that simply does not compute for best, because best is subjective. Hands down, no argument. It is what it is. It's an opinion. You cannot argue an opinion. Otherwise, it would be a fact.
If you've made it this far in the show and you're watching this on YouTube, please leave a comment of what you think the best of anything that you think of is. I just want to know what you think the best is. And then I'll share them with him, see what he thinks.
And then we can discuss it.
We could talk about it again, recurring themes.
The best themes.
It's good to build.
It's the best thing to do. The best thing to do is to build.
Yes, I agree.
There you go.
Yeah, people don't change, but they do change if they want.
But they can change.
Yes.
They can change to their best selves.
What is your best self? What do you imagine your best self is?
To be honest, I think, brutally honest, I think there's parts of me that still need to be worked on to secure long-lasting relationships romantically.
But you still have the idea of the best person in your head, no? You haven't thought about this?
Yeah, no, totally. But I need to do that. Before I become the best version of myself, I need to be someone who can learn to be in a long-standing relationship.
I mean, you can still quantify that by saying, I think the best version of me is someone who is in a long-term, who can hold a long-term relationship and XYZ.
But after that, that's going to bring up new things.
I mean, really, it's just setting goals.
Exactly. So, no, there is no best version. The idea is to always chase better. The idea, it's the idea of leaving the world a better place, a little bit better than you found it every day. And if you do that, then eventually it will be a good world, but it will never be the best.
The best version of Josh is not going down the gay timeline and not having to get in the military.
He hopes. The betting pool does not.
Hey, you know.
Idiot, what idiot.
Fuck the betting pool. I get all your money if you lose.
Yeah, and I get it if I win.
It's okay. I really got to pee, so unless we got anything else to talk about, I think this is like a great...
Close it down.
Thank you guys for watching. If you've made it this far, of course, motherfuckers, share the goddamn show, you know?
Let me say this real quick. Someone told me, if someone makes it this far in the podcast, then you don't even have to say that, because they're more likely to be a fan and want to share it when we say something that resonates with them. So start saying it in the beginning.
Yeah, but I forget. And I think about it at the end because I've been drinking.
Tie it to your B now.
And it makes me mad.
Tie it to your B now.
Okay, so those of you who are still listening to this show, share it with a friend, motherfucker.
Please like, subscribe, and share.
Well, and if you're listening to it on Spotify, I guess follow it. That's the only difference.
You can also share it. Talk about us. If someone talks about YouTube videos and podcasts, bring up 2 Dudes Drinking Beer podcast.
Not like we're gonna fucking stop doing this if we don't get like massive amounts of followers. I think we'll still do it fucking regardless.
We'll see.
It's up to him. He's replaceable. But I mean, like, you know, help us grow. It's mutual beneficiaries. You know, help us help you.
Same,
but different. I gotta pee. My name is Josh.
My name is Alec. Thanks for hanging out with us.